If I say that I feel sick to my Latina wife, the number one remedy that she has is bullying, okay? En esta casa, sin síntoma, unless I'm displaying symptoms, the number one remedy is bullying. De que, ay, yo te veo más bien, you look fine to me. I don't hear your voice. Weren't you riding your motorcycle yesterday? You didn't feel sick yesterday? No, I didn't feel sick yesterday. I feel sick today. Oh, but you look fine. Yeah, I look fine now, but I'm starting to come down with something. Ah, no, yo te veo más bien. Because that's how they are, okay? You can't display any weakness a estas mujeres que son locas y tóxicas, okay? I have to be on the floor, boogers coming out of my nose, constantly coughing and sneezing, y después, ay, Dios mío, estás bien. You want me to make you a soup? Oh my God. Then they treat you amazing for 2 days. If your sickness lasts longer than 2 days, back to the bullying. We're back to the original remedy. The other day, this is a true story, verídico, okay? I'm sick. I'm coughing every now and then. This woman was going on a FaceTime call, and she's like, if you're gonna cough, leave the room. Literally did a Trump on me. And I'm like, espérate, yo me casé con el presidente. She's like, no, but you shouldn't be coughing while I'm on the phone. I'm like, I can't help it. She's like, do you feel like you're gonna cough? Not right now, pero at any moment, I'm sick. ¿Qué carajo tú quieres que yo haga? She's like, no, 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 boy, I'm gonna go to the other room. I'm like, go to the other room then. But God forbid que yo la trate mal un momento cuando ella está enferma. Oh my God. And then everything is criticized because they know how to take care of you better than you can take care of them. Yo no te voy a negar. I will never deny that that woman knows how to make a soup, bro. De que te hace un chicken soup. I can make Lipton chicken noodle soup. Tú sabes que add water. That's it. This woman will make it from scratch. She'll get the chicken. She'll get vegetables. Put it all in there. Una cosa de que you immediate once you're eating the soup, you feel like, fuck, this is witchcraft. ¿Tú me entiendes? Esto tú te sientes mejor inmediatamente. When I make her my Lipton soup, I say my Lipton, that's all I can do, okay? I'm not built that way. I don't like the kitchen. I'm done with it, okay? I had to do it growing up. I quit. I give her the Lipton soup and she's eating it. She's like, oh, yeah, it's good. And she's looking at me that, oh, yeah, it's good. Like, motherfucker, this is the best that you can do. And I understand I'm not equipped. And if I have to miss work, bro, she tells everybody, oh, Junior's, he doesn't feel good, so he's not going to work. He's at home playing his little games. Está jugando su jueguito. What are you supposed to do when you're sick at home? ¿Qué carajo se supone que yo haga? Play video games, watch a movie? No, I'm not allowed to do that. If I'm homesick, she's calling me, oh, do laundry. Oh, hazte esto, al otro. I'm like, I'm sick. Se supone my body needs rest, not nagging. ¿Tú me entiendes? No, pero you're sick, but you're getting better. And this is how you get better by doing things. Yo no entiendo. I don't understand the logic. ¿Por qué un hombre? Why is it that a guy can't actually be sick? And there's like studies that have shown why women do better with sickness. It's because their bodies literally are always working on feeling better because they go through the thing once a month. Literally, they're naturally equipped to handle the pain, to handle not us. We are going out there when we hit ourselves with a hammer. It's like puñeta, and then you continue on. It's like instant pain. We're good, but long lasting, deteriorating that your body. Cuando te da una monga, tú no te da una monga que los huesos te duelen when your bones hurt. Like you could literally feel like when you have 100-degree fucking fever, 102, 103, you're dying. Okay, you literally feel like you're dying. I remember when I had the COVID, I didn't talk. She's like, I know you're sick because you have nothing to say. I'm like, yeah, I'm legitimately sick. She's like, oh my God, I feel bad. I feel really bad. I'm like, yeah, you should do something about it. She's like, what do you want me to do? You want me to call 911? Should we call 911 because Junior is sick? Oh my God, se jodió. You gonna die? Are you gonna die? You gonna die, you pussy? Because you got the. I'm like, puñeta, I might. Other people have died. I might. She's like, you're not gonna die, bitch. You're gonna be all right. And she makes the soup and then she nurses you back to health. But the bullying is always there. Why is it that Latinas will always bully you back to health? It's something that they can't avoid. You get sick as a man y te dicen lo peor de lo peor. You are worth nothing to them sick. They want you healthy and they're willing to put in 48 hours, 2 days for you to feel better. Day number 3, it's back to treating you like shit. They'll still make you the soup. Don't get it twisted. But now they're making you the soup and being like, aquí tienes pendejo para que te sientas mejor. At the first day, it's like, oh my God, here you go so you can feel better. You see how different that sounds? They're saying the same thing, pero the tone is what When I am sick, I want to get better just so that I don't have to deal with her attitude. ¿Tú me entiendes? Imagine if you're gonna cough, leave the room. That's the type of woman that I married, okay? Being married is cheaper than being single, especially in 2025. But tell me how I got kicked out of the married guys group chat because I did not want to go on a boys' night to New York City to a club where they have an $80 cover charge, 80 pesos por entrar nada más. And then they want to get a table. And if you want to get a table, it's a $500 bottle requirement, and you got to put a down payment on that shit. No voy, cabrón. And I'm just spewing reasoning in the group chat, and they're seeing it as negativity. Ahí viene Junior. Junior doesn't want to go. I'm like, I'm not spending 220 off the bat. And I'm not even guaranteed a good time. Oh, how do you figure 220? It's $100 because there's 5 of us in the group chat. So if we go $500, I'm like, yeah, but it's $80 to get in. That's $100 more for the table, right? $20 gas and $20 toll. That's $220 already, and I'm not guaranteed to have a good time. ¿Pa qué carajo yo voy a hacer eso? Oh no, but it's like early 2000s music and no have reggaeton. I'm like, I got all the reggaeton on my phone right now. I could listen to I be my own DJ. I'm gonna put only the songs that I like. I will probably have more fun on the way there than there because I'm the DJ. I get to determine what the fuck I'm listening to. I don't want to go, oh no, but then we'll be in New York. I don't give a fuck. Yo no quiero estar en la ciudad pa que carajo. No, then we could go hit another spot. Gastar más dinero, cabrón. Más dinero, 220, and we're probably gonna get drinks. Actually, this is already a $400 night, and I don't want to go. Yo no quiero ir. Why don't you guys just come over? Oh no, we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna drink and talk. ¿Y qué carajo vamos a hacer allá? What is it that we're doing over there that's so special? El ambiente, Junior. ¿Tú no entiendes qué el ambiente? I'm like, I don't like ese ambiente. Oh, maybe sale uno. Sale the married guy that's, about to not be married. Sale ese cabrón. There's always that one friend. There's always that one friend in the married group. Que, tú sabes, he's one fight away from granting her the divorce. Okay? No, maybe we could go to a strip club after. Pa' qué? ¿Para qué, cabrón? ¿Para qué? ¿Tú quieres ver tetas que no puedes tocar? ¿Cuál es el sentido? You want to chuk, chuk, chuk? No seas pendejo. Stay at home. Lock yourself in a fucking basement. Tú sabes, todo lo que tú quieras. No seas mamado. I'm not doing... Tell me if I don't make any sense. Why is it that I prefer being here? Let's just have a Call of Duty night. Everyone drinks, or off the grid night. I prefer playing the game off the grid rather than Call of Duty. Everyone buy their own drink, buy your own liquor, set yourself up, tell your family to leave you the fuck alone for an hour and a half. Wow, we drink, we play, we talk shit. It's the same fucking thing. Or come over. We'll watch a movie. We'll talk shit. We'll go outside. We'll look at the stars. You guys want to go to a park at night? We'll do something que se sientan aventurero. Pero I'm not spending that much money. No, pero a mí me gusta estar en Nueva York. Cabrón. We're going to drink a $500 bottle, ¿verdad? We're going to have more drinks, and then you're going to force me to travel back, bebiendo y guiando, drinking and driving. I might get pulled over. Are you going to bail me out of jail, or is my wife going to bail me out of jail? And then not to mention the amount of shit that she's going to say if I get pulled over and I was drinking, because I'm sure, yo estoy seguro, que cops are watching. They know what you're doing in the club. They know how you're going to be when you get out. All they got to do is... Dale pa' ahí. And that's it, locked up. I've been through that shit. I'm old. Why am I pretending to be young? I'm not old, but I'm old. I'm wiser than that. ¿Tú me entiendes? Yo no estoy para ser pendejada ya. Oh, no, they went. They ended up going without me. It was last night, Saturday. They went. Guess what happened? No one had a good time. They had to pay $125 because I didn't fucking go. El que wanted to go to the strip, he ended up going to the strip. They all ended up going to the strip. They all got in trouble. They kicked me out of the group chat because I was right. Okay, they all got in trouble with their wives. And, Junior, one of the wives called my wife, Junior really told them to go. I'm like, I didn't go. And she's like, he didn't go. He was with me. ¿Viste cómo es la vida? When you know, you know. No hay necesidad de tú estar metiéndote en pendejadas. They're young, granted, all of them are under 35. I'm above 35. I'm pushing 40, okay? I know what's going to happen already. I don't need... When there reaches a point in your life where you don't have to experiment shit in order to know how it's going to happen because it's happened already to other people. Most of the things, casi todo lo que tú quieras hacer, alguien ya lo ha hecho. So there's proof of what will happen if you do that thing. Ya yo no quiero hacer cosas así. No hay necesidad en mi vida yo estar metiéndome en problemas por estupideces. I have goals. ¿Tú me entiendes? And one of my goals is not to get pulled over after drinking in a club. Tú sabes, o go to a strip club y estar mirando las mujeres bailando y las tetas flapping. Y tú sabes, like, I have this thing with strip club. I went back in the day when I was in Puerto Rico. I'm not going to deny it. Yo fui. I've been to strip clubs. I don't I don't connect. ¿Tú me entiendes? It's not for me porque she's she like you whatever you touch someone else you gotta go in there with fucking the COVID the fucking hand sanitizer and you just gotta rub it all over her. If I'm going to woman, put some sanitizer on everything and then come to me because you could get gonorrhea just by someone. I'm exaggerating. I have no problem. That's an amazing job. If you want to do it, Cardi B style, whatever you guys want to do. Pero it's not for me. I love it that it exists for people. Some people need that. I don't. ¿No me entienden? And if you want to be around me, if you want to be around my gravitational pull, yo no voy a hacer esas pendejas. And if you have the expectancy of me to change so that I can please you, te jodiste. I don't change so that I can please people. I don't pretend like I'm dumb so that people could feel smart. Yo no hago esa pendejas. That's above me or below me. I don't know where it is, but it's just not around me. ¿Tú me entiendes? So yeah. I'm out of the group chat. I'm fine. No lost on me. I'll make new friends. Estoy de lo más bien.
If there was one word to describe this hotel, sería cafre, which means ghetto. I'll explain.
Full disclosure, I have stayed at the Aloft in Ponce 5 times. De que 5 veces y miles de dólares después, I feel like after spending thousands of dollars just to stay here, that I am entitled to say that this place is getting progressively worse. Every single time I go, están más cafre, more ghetto, despite the fact that they're always making improvements. They're always changing the structures and they're adding stuff. But what they're not adding is class, okay? And this is a place that also has a Hard Rock Cafe, a restaurant. Went in there once, didn't like the food. It has a casino called the Bon Voyage, and it's just riddled with old women from Puerto Rico that like to gamble. People like my mother, okay? It's not high-class gambling. It's not people that are going to play blackjack. No. Son las señoras que tú ves la chancleta, todo jodida, tú sabes. People that should be going to a support group so that they can stop fucking gambling. They also have a rooftop restaurant called Orale, which I was there with the wife on August 31st at 11 o'clock at night, and we clocked the guy that was being rude. He was antagonizing one of the bartenders. The bartender, instead of de-escalating, she's like, yeah, you said that I wasn't a good bartender. Escalated the situation, made it worse. The bartender manager, the restaurant manager comes along. She's feeding into this guy's bullshit. Me and the wife clocked them. Como que este tipo va a ser un problema. Once you get to a certain age and you've gone out long enough, you know when someone's going to be a problem. I feel that if you're in the restaurant, bar, hotel business, you should clock these people too and be security pa'l carajo, okay? But that's the problem. Security at the hotel, the first time I went in 2023, my dad was dying, okay? It's a place in Ponce, so it's close to home, right? It's the best hotel close to home, or so I thought, right? But that back then in 2023, they used to like take your name down. Like, what room are you going to? It had controlled access, you know? Now, the security guards, they just look at you. They don't even lower the bar for the parking. They just look at you and you just go through. They're like, oh, okay, dale pa allá, cabrón. Anything goes at this hotel, literally anything. This is going to get worse. It's going to get worse. So we're at the Orale, ¿verdad? We order tacos, we order a medalla, and we're waiting. We clock the guy. He's going to be a problem. The manager comes along. She's just, biting into his bullshit. He has a friend that's trying to calm him down. Something happened. We left, right? We went inside the hotel and we're waiting by where the elevator is to take cool pictures. He comes along because his friend is pushing him in the elevator. Como que nos tenemos que ir, cabrón, estás pasado. Here, as soon as the elevator doors start closing, the bar manager comes along and now she's with her husband and her husband is pissed. Literally opens the elevator door and no, que tú eres un cabrón, tú te pasaste, and starts throwing punches. The friend gets in the middle. I'm like, I paid thousands of dollars to stay here to watch this bullshit fight. At the very least, get into position. I'm kidding. But it was a bad fight, but it's a fight inside of a hotel. Like, I'm not expecting when I'm in my hotel for there to be a fight. And the hotel, they had the brand management. They were part of the Debí tirar más foto. They were part of the Bad Bunny thing. You go and you scan, and oh my God, here you are. Welcome. And it's like, what is going on? The access is the key. We gotta class this place up. If this wasn't my fifth time, and look at the balcony. I took videos of the balcony. Every single time we left and came back, there was different spots where they would leave cigarette butts. Who is smoking in our balcony? I have no idea. Look at how the floor is filled with paint. They don't clean the high glass. The rooms are okay. I will give you that. The water pressure, amazing. But it's not, it's already deteriorating. This place hasn't been open for more than 5 years, I would say. I'm not sure. I've only been going there for 2, like I just mentioned. And every single time it's getting worse. This is why Puerto Rico no echa pa'lante. You're looking to make the quick money, but you're not thinking about longevity. You're not thinking about, oh my God, more cruises are gonna come in. They should always want to stay a night here. Like, don't go back to the cruise, make it an event. Or if you want to class up the fucking casino, have a dress requirement, like vestimenta, que tienes que venir en pantalón largo, zapatos cerrados. You can't be going to the casino unless you have, like, bro, there's ideas that this is why these things exist. You can't wear a hat if you're going to the casino. I know I sound extreme and it might sound like gentrification, but it isn't. It's just the idea that when you're going to this place, you change your mindset. I shouldn't be going around and todo el mundo, motherfuckers wearing hoodies and, the baggy pants que tú sabes que tienen algo. And it's like, I don't want to stay here. And it's a problem for me because it's the nicest, newest thing close to home so that I can still visit family. Porque el otro es el Ponce Hilton. El Ponce Hilton que está en la playa, the one that's at the beach. And that place looks beautiful, controlled access. But the rooms, we saw a cockroach. We had a cockroach waiting for us in the bathroom. Both there and in Dorado. And the one that I stayed in Dorado for this thing too, also, and it's like, I get it, estamos en Puerto Rico, eso va a pasar. ¿Tú me entiendes? I saw a cockroach also in the fucking loft in Ponce, pero it was outside in the balcony at least. I think it's in the video as well. A cockroach outside in the balcony, I don't complain. A cockroach inside in the bathroom, I'm gonna complain. I didn't complain then, because I'm like thinking, I convinced myself that it isn't that bad because I'm already living in the situation. And when you complain, you always fear retaliation. Pero I'm done. I'm done, bro. Thousands of dollars for a place that's getting worse. You're spending, when a company spends money on advancements, I know this because I work for a corporation, and whenever they're spending, that's just a tax cut. That's all they're doing. They're forcing themselves to pretend like they give a fuck so that they can get the money back that they're spending or the money back that they're making so that they don't have to give it in taxes. That's all that fucking is. I'm tired of it. Porque este hotel management is the problem, because I have to say the housekeeping and the people at the front desk, very lovely. Even the bartenders to an extent, lovely. The ones in Orale, lovely. The service in Hard Rock Cafe, lovely. The food, terrible. Orale food, amazing. But I'm just saying, these are young people that are working, ¿verdad? It doesn't mean that they know how to de-escalate situations. It doesn't mean that they know how to run a hotel. The problem is the people that are running the hotel. That's the problem. The people that are looking to just make more and more and more and more. And when shit gets bad, they'll just close it down and leave like every other fucking company in Puerto Rico. You understand what the problem is? Hay que cambiar esa pendejada. Esto no puede seguir así. A loft en Ponce, hello, goodbye, fuck you. I have a Predators playlist, and this is the music that I listen to cuando la mujer no me la da. When my wife is acting up and she's not giving it up, I put on the Predators playlist because it must be that I'm too estrogen filled, and this boosts my testosterone. So I start to listen to R. Kelly. I start to listen to Jerry Lee Lewis. I start to listen to Elvis Crespo, el que estaba suavemente meneándosela en el avión. These aren't all technically predators, but it's like how I view them, And it's not to say that it's negative. It's just to boost me up. It might not even be the song, but with the stories about them. I can't help but think when I listen to Chris Brown and Rihanna. When I listen to Chris Brown, I can't help to think of what he did to Rihanna. Es simplemente lo que yo pienso. And it boosts boosts my testosterone, and at the same time, it makes me feel bad for Riri, because no one should go through that. And that's old news. I'm not trying to bring back old shit. Pero at the same time, Jerry Lee Lewis married a 14-year-old. He's a part of it, Great balls of fire. He had the great balls of fire indeed. I have Elvis Presley. Why do I have Elvis Presley? Because if you know, you tú sabes lo que era Elvis Presley, okay? And I'm not talking about Austin Butler Elvis Presley. I'm talking about the movie that was done by Jacob Elordi where, he has a girl and he basically kidnaps her. It's fucking insane. I have over here Diddy. Of course you gotta have Diddy. And Diddy has some amazing songs. I don't wanna know. That's a part of Diddy. Bad Boys for Life. Dun, 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 dun. I listen to this shit and it just infused. I also have Michael Jackson because Michael Jackson is kind of like the middle ground because I don't believe that he was. I don't think he was, but at the same time, everyone says that he was. But when you start to listen to his music and then you put that mentality to it, it makes you feel weird. ¿Tú me entiendes? You feel a little como que predatorish. And then I come back with that energy and the wife falls in love again. So maybe you need your own predators list. Who would be your predators? Porque vamos a ser sincero, everything is a matter of perspective nowadays. The story is never clear. We don't have proof for most shit. People are just, hearsay. But when you hear the songs and you hear what they have to say, it's undeniable what R. Kelly was. It's unfucking deniable. I was glad to find out while I've been making this playlist. I thought that I believe I can fly. Woo! I always thought that was R. Kelly. I felt guilty throughout the years when that song would come out. I was like, oh my God, I can't listen. It's Seal. It's not R. Kelly. You can listen to I Believe I Can Fly sin problema. It's actually Seal. How happy are you that when you're making a Predators playlist and you think a song is sung by a Predator and it isn't, It's just sung by a Seal. I love Seal. I love, Kiss from a Rose, I Believe I Can Fly. Those are the only two Seal songs that I know. Okay, I don't know any more Seal songs. He must be a good guy because I don't know him. Normally, if you're a Predator, you make good art. It's crazy. It's crazy to say. Why is that? Why is it that the people que tienen la mente todo fucked up son los que hacen la arte buena? Woody Allen doesn't necessarily make good art, pero it's interesting. Vicky Cristina Barcelona has to come from a fucked up mind. Everything that happens in that movie is fucked up, especialmente Maria Elena, played by Penelope Cruz. I know the movie. I did not know his story up about 2 years ago when that Netflix or HBO documentary came out. I didn't know. How can you marry, ¿verdad? Your stepdaughter? Think about this. If you knew someone that was married, si tú conoces a alguien que se casó con otra persona y they break up, okay? You marry someone, you know someone that got married to someone, they break up, and then that dude that you know marries that woman's daughter, adopted daughter at that, but still, wouldn't that be like, whoop, never talking to that person again? It's interesting that after that, even after everyone in Hollywood knew, everyone still worked with the dude. And I mean everyone. Like, todo el mundo trabajó con este. Joaquin Phoenix, Javier Bardem, Penelope Cruz, Scarlett Johansson. No one gave a fuck until the documentary came out. Now, when the documentary came out, fewer people work with him. And when I say Timothy Chalamet, everyone has worked with this dude. People have won Oscars thanks to him. Penelope Cruz won an Oscar for that movie. Kate Blanchett, Australian, won an Oscar for Blue Velvet, I think, or Blue something, Blue Pills. I don't know. She's a drug addict. She's gone crazy. She won an Oscar for a Woody Allen movie. Isn't it interesting? No te da como que curiosidad. Por how much is your success worth? Yo cada vez que hablo, every single time I talk, it's a detriment to myself. Having high morals is a detriment to your success. You're not going to get people to want to work with you because people fear that they might do something in front of you and then you out them. And it's like, I'm not perfect, but I'll tell you that I'm not perfect, but I'm not going to do things that are so fucking far out there. And at the same time, you think of it, oh my God, maybe she adopted a daughter, going back to the Woody Allen thing. Maybe maybe Mia Farrow adopted a daughter that was her same age. Maybe it's not that weird. No, there's a vast age difference. I can't support it. No sé. If you look at my Google search history, I've been looking for massacres, cosas malas que han pasado dentro de casa, horrible shit that has happened inside houses, but it's for the pure reason of how much those houses cost, okay? Because at the level that I'm at, I am willing to buy a haunted house. Yo quisiera, if the house is haunted, but it's only 100 to 200 grand, I'm in. Okay, I'll deal with the spirits. I don't even need to call the Ghostbusters. Me convierte, no mini patria fili. I've seen enough Conjuring movies where I can exorcise any spirit out of any haunted house. Okay, so I'm ready, and I'm being for real. There isn't that much happening inside of houses. Everything is happening outside. In order for me to buy a house right now, yo necesito una masacre. It's a terrible thing to say. I need something horrible, something horrendous that will spook the daylight savings out of fucking everyone, that no one will want to buy that house so that I can jump in and buy it. I don't give a fuck. Así de malo, así de mala tan la cosa. That's how the economy is right now. And I know that they say, que, oh no, it's getting better. It's a buyer's market right now. Really, yeah, the interest is for the buyer's market, but the price is still fucking up there. ¿Tú me estás entendiendo? De la manera que la gente habla, people talk in ways to fucking convince themselves. I'm done. I'm done with the bullshit, okay? I want the reality. And the reality is, haunted houses are for me. Haunted houses are what middle class Americans can afford. Y en Puerto Rico, ni se diga. I've been seeing a lot of houses in Puerto Rico, and you have to kind of take everything that the listing says with a grain of salt, okay? Porque if I see a house, ¿verdad? If I see a house and it says that it has 3 cisternas, basically 3 water tanks, esa casa se le va el agua a cada rato. The water just disappears all the fucking time. Why do we need to have 3 tanks of water on top of the roof? Porque el agua se va. You know? Oh, no, it has a electrical generator. It already comes with it. Oh, so la luz se va cada rato. These are the things that you have to measure. You have to read between the lines of what they're saying, because they're not going to tell you, you know, like living here is a fucking nightmare. You're going to wake up one day and you're not going to have power, water. You're going to have to shower in the fucking rio. I've seen so many videos of people having to take their clothes to a river to wash it. And it's like, coño, we're taking steps back. And you find out they've been without water for a week. They haven't been able to shower. It's like, puñeta, mano. I love romanticizing the idea. I love being there and oh my God, yeah, pero es porque I'm only there for a little bit. If I was there for a longer bit, I would start to get worried. All of these things would start to annoy me, you know? The amount of money that I spend when I go on vacation is vastly different from the amount of money that I spend when I'm at home. If I was to spend the same amount of money at home that I did on vacation, I would not have money for anything. I would be bumfuck broke, okay? De que no podría PlayStation. I would have to start selling myself, is what I'm saying, okay? I would have to make one of those accounts, the blue accounts, and I would still be even more poor because no one wants to see this. ¿Tú me estás entendiendo? Así de malas están las cosas, puñetas. So if you know of a haunted house in the tri-state area, let me know. A haunted house that's for sale, not haunted and you're living in it. I don't want to do no poltergeist, no nothing. I am only willing to exercise my own demons. Okay, if I buy a house, now those demons are mine. If I buy a demonic home, then the demonic home is mine, so those demons belong to me. I'm not out there like the conjure Ed and Lorraine Warren that were proven to also be, tú sabes, gente de que apparently they did the Woody Allen thing, that they adopted a lot of abused her. I don't know. Yo no sé tres carajo. I honestly don't know. All I have is half information, hearsay. I can't prove it. I'm not going into the documents because I'm lazy. I'm looking for haunted houses. People are out there looking for the truth, okay? Maybe the truth is that there is no such thing as a haunted house, but if you believe that it's haunted and that lowers the price by $100,000, thank you. I love your beliefs. Let me buy the house, okay? So haunted houses in the tri-state area, por favor, let me know. Why? Because ¿por qué? Porque estoy cansado de vivir aquí. I'm tired, okay? I'm tired. Realizing that you love your mother more than she's ever loved you is a mind fuck and a half. Porque cuando yo me pongo a pensar that everything that I've done for this woman is for it to benefit her, whether she agrees with it or not. You see, because that's the thing. When you're a parent, you're supposed to do the right thing for that human being. And a lot of times, human beings do not know, especially when you're growing, when you have a child, it does not know what's the best thing for them. You have to steer them. You have to guide them. My mom has manipulated me many times saying, oh, yo he hecho esto por ti. No, you didn't. Now that I'm able-minded and capable of seeing the different outcomes based on your decisions, you did everything because you wanted to do it. Nothing that you ever did was so that it benefited me. Everything was for you to feel happy, for you to feel gratified. And it's interesting that now I find myself having to say no when I want to say yes, because I know that this is what's right for you. This is what's right for my mother asks me for shit almost every fucking week. It used to be every day, now it's down to every fucking week. And I say no not because I can't sometimes, but no because you're just going to ferment your bullshit. You're just going to dive deeper into this abyss of bullshit that you have in your mind. It's interesting because I had this realization while I was watching a movie, The Long Walk. If you haven't seen this movie, especially after what's going on in this country right now, the emotions that I felt watching that movie are amazing. It's an amazing movie that feels theatrical. It feels like for a theater, it feels like a play at times. But it works out because of what's going on. It works out because of the world that they have set up. You would feel that people might talk this way, that people are a little fucked in the mind. No one is of this world that we live in. But the problems that they're dealing with are very much the problems that this world is dealing with right now, aka asesinatos al cuello cuando todo el mundo ve, assassinations that everyone can see publicly. It's very interesting that they're talking about mothers and the way that this kid feels for his mother and the way that this kid was raised by himself because his parents died after a war. And it's like, oh my God, that got me stirring. It got the emotion and it got the brain going. And I realized, puñeta, I've been doing the right thing for this woman for the past 20 years. For the past 20 years, I have been making decisions. Parenting a parent is one of the hardest things que tú puedes hacer en tu vida because it breaks your heart every single time that you have to, like, setting up these boundaries against a person that didn't teach you how to set up boundaries because all they taught you was manipulation. I literally know that I can lie at any moment to get what I want. But would that serve me? Would that serve the future of a relationship that I'm building with a person, with my wife? If I was to have the same relationship that my parents did, if I was like to model that for my own life and bring that into my relationship now with my wife, my marriage would be fucked. Fucked. It's crazy when you come from a torn family. If you're married to someone, that comes from a broken home and you've been married to them for a long time, appreciate the effort that that person is putting in because they know exactly what they could do to fuck it all up and they resist it. Okay, normally when you grow up in a fucked up situation, it becomes first nature to fuck things up. Okay, so if they're not fucking it up consistently, bro, that's hard. Eso toma disciplina. Eso es una cosa que esa persona constantemente está pensando, constantemente está yendo en contra de sí mismo. I go against my natural fucking like impulses because I know that they're not right. I know that if I tell, mira, no, vete pa'l carajo. If I tell my wife, go fuck yourself every single day, one day is gonna come and she's gonna go fuck herself and never come back. You understand what I'm saying? But that's how I grew up. Everything was a problem. Money was spent in ways that it shouldn't be spent. Si tú te pones a pensar del sacrificio que tú tienes que hacer para crecer, the sacrifice that a person has to make in order to grow from that, it's interesting because it's a sacrifice that you would deem that a person has to make. It makes sense. No, if you don't want to live that way, you have to not be that way. Okay, it's like saying, oh, you're sad? Just be happy. Bitch, that's not how it works. It's a lot of fucking work. It's daily. It's like these people that say that they're alcoholics or people that say that they're drug addicts. It's the same reasoning where it's like a sickness that not necessarily you were born with, but you were like bred into, you know, born and bred, you were bred into being a certain way that you have to resist, you know, and you have to use the positives that comes with it. You identify people from where they are, the de lejos. From far away, I could tell you when a person used to be a crackhead. It's just something that I know because I was raised around them, and they get better and then they go back. It's just, it's a demeanor, it's the cheeks, it's how they talk, it's the insecurities. You just know. Whenever a person wants to, you know, be aggressive, you just know. Whenever a person is a bullshitter, I just know by looking at you. You don't have one sentence is all it takes, and I clock you. It's interesting, it's terrible. It feels weird to live in a world where everyone is spewing their bullshit and you see them for what they are. And most of the times, you can't say, I say a lot of shit to them. You know, my wife hates it. I'm always being an asshole or confrontational to people that are lying. It's like, no, just let them lie. It doesn't matter. To me, it does. To me, it does. You know, if we're not in an entertainment situation like we are now, and we're having a one-on-one or a two-on-two, and it's an important like topic, and you're saying bullshit, I'm gonna say something. Why? Because porque? Because I feel like I have to. Because I feel like I don't want what I grew up in to continue being in what other kids grow up in. Okay, it's like trying to change the world one person at a time is like a, you know, no vale la pena. Okay, I'm gonna do it anyway though. You know? My abuela taught me this saying at the age of 10, which ultimately impacted how I see women forever. And it goes, si fuma, chupa. Si chupa, traga. Y si traga, pues mete. Translated, that means if she smokes, she sucks. If she sucks, she swallows. And if she swallows, she fucks, okay? The year is 1998, and it's about 7:45 p.m., and we had started watching the movie Basic Instinct. Mi abuela se está forzando. We were watching it on Guapa TV, Channel 4, Premiere, okay? It's an older movie. They used to premiere old movies on TV like if it was a big fucking deal, and I forced my abuela to watch it. In the movie, Sharon Stone starts to get interviewed, interrogated even by a certain amount of cops, okay? And she lights up a cigarette. As soon as she lit up that cigarette, my abuela turned the movie off. Now, she had never seen the movie, jamás y nunca la terminó, but she knew what was going to happen without even knowing. As I grew older, I found out that Sharon Stone ultimately uncrosses her legs and reveals the monkey, la pelúa, la enseña, okay? That would have been impactful for me at the age of 10, but my abuela said to me as soon as she lit that cigarette, si fuma chupa, si chupa traga, y si traga pues mete. She didn't want me to see that. And I'm like, abuela, but you smoke? And she's like, pues, ¿y por qué tú crees que yo estoy casado todavía con tu abuela? How do you think I have lasted so long with your grandfather? Hay que chupar. And I'm like, what are you talking about right now? I'm 10. And she's like, you're old enough. You should know this from a family member. Hay cosas que uno hace dentro de un matrimonio. There's certain things that you do within a fucking marriage, okay? I smoke because I suck. ¿Hay algún problema con eso? And I'm like, no, no hay ningún problema. Now, I took these words to heart. And every single time that I would go out clubbing with friends, you know, in my teenage years from 16 to 20, guess what type of woman I was looking for? Alguna que fumara, the woman that would be smoking, porque yo siempre pensé que si fuma, chupa. Si chupa, traga. Y si traga, pues mete. Ahora, si tú te lo tragaste, no vamos a meter porque ya yo no sirvo para nada. If she sucked and she swallowed, there is no fucking afterwards because I'm done. But come to find out, for 27 years, I have believed it, and I can tell you right now, wholeheartedly, que my abuela was wrong. Porque fuma no significa que chupa. Más chupa la que no fuman. The ones that aren't smoking are the ones that suck them. In my experience, if she doesn't smoke, she probably sucks because she's not used. She needs something to do with her mouth, and her mouth is ready to go. Now, I understand how the logic of mi abuela funcionaba. She's used to having something in her mouth, like abuela, so having something else in her mouth would have been okay with her. Now, I wish that my abuela was alive so that we could hash this conversation out in person. But at the same time, she grew up in a different generation. Maybe for her generation, only the women that smoked cigarettes were the ones that were sucking dicks. I don't know. I'll never find out. But I can tell you right now, yo estoy casado y la mujer mía no fuma. My wife doesn't smoke. Maybe she should start.